Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome back to the world famous Bottom of the Stream.
Welcome indeed.
We are here as we are every Thursday, dredging the Netflix stream, looking for hidden gems.
Absolutely. Nick's been begging for an action movie for weeks on end.
Yes.
And he's finally been given an action movie.
Yes.
Because this
100%.
This week we are discussing a movie called Security. Not to be mistaken for a Netflix original that is also called Security.
It's a terrible title. I'm going to say it straight away.
It is a terrible title.
I've got a much better title for this.
Okay, cool. Just make sure you watch the right movie if you're going to go out and watch this movie. This movie is released in 2017. It is a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 28 minutes and is currently rated at 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb. 5.7?
5.7 doesn't give much away, does it?
No.
In terms of it, you can't glean much from that as a rating on IMDb.
No, you can't. That's true. This movie stars Antonio Banderas. He plays a character called Eddie, most famous for Zorro. Probably.
Sure.
Desperado,
the mariachi movies.
It's also his third appearance on Bottom of the Stream.
Wow.
Do you know the names of the previous two?
Acts of Vengeance.
Correct.
And the dog one.
The dog one.
Which
Bullet Head.
Bullet Head. What did I say last week?
Bullet Dog.
Hench Dog.
Hench Dog. Bullet Head was decent. It wasn't decent, but it was fun.
It was all right, but Banderas was massively underused. He was the bad guy in it, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
He was chasing
It was John Malkovich and
Adrian Brody. Both Oscar winners.
Yes.
And yeah, what the hell was that?
Acts of Vengeance, incidentally, is the movie that came out straight before this for Antonio Banderas. We've done two movies in a row for him. They both came out in the same year, 2017. This is like two in a row for Antonio Banderas. This movie also stars Sir Ben Kingsley.
It does.
He plays a character called Charlie, probably most famous for Gandhi when he was younger. Schindler's List, he's in.
Yeah.
Loads and loads of stuff, including a previous appearance on Bottom of the Stream.
Why is Ben Kingsley gadding around in these movies?
Don't know. He was in Robot Overlords, which is a god-awful movie.
Absolutely terrible.
With Gillian Anderson. Gillian Anderson? Yeah, it was Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, from what I know of Ben Kingsley, I think he might be stealing a living. This movie was written by Tony Mosher and John Sullivan, not the same guy who wrote Only Fools and Horses, a different John Sullivan, and was directed by Alain DesRochers, who, interestingly, hasn't directed a film on this show before, but has directed a sequel to a film that we've done on this show before.
Even better. That's kind of random link I like.
This dude's French.
Yes.
What do you think he's directed the sequel to?
He has directed Bon Cop, Bad Cop 2.
Correct.
Yes.
He directed Bon Cop, Bad Cop 2. He started his career directing music videos for Celine Dion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he's French-Canadian, I believe.
She does France.
Absolutely. This movie, we've got a bit of two interesting facts. Well, one interesting fact, one fact. This movie was made on a $15 million budget.
Okay.
Would you like to guess its gross worldwide box office?
Less than $1 million.
Correct. $776,524.
Wow.
That's quite a loss this movie has taken. Antonio Banderas has a daughter in this movie. I think he's only in one scene.
Right.
I think you only hear her voice, maybe. Am I right? Right at the beginning.
As in his actual...
No. The daughter in this movie.
Yes. You see her right at the end. He gives her a teddy bear.
Correct. She is the same girl who played his daughter in Acts of Vengeance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Doubling up on work.
Yeah, absolutely. Two movie deal for both of them. This, Nick, shall we start?
Yeah.
Do you have a one-word review?
I do have a one-word review. It's also my alternative title for this movie.
Go on, it's going to be a pun.
Mall Out War.
I like that. Mall Out War.
Yeah.
This movie's about a war in a mall.
Yeah.
Where does this movie start, Nick?
There's a truck.
There is a truck with a man in it.
A man is waiting in his truck to go to some sort of appointment. The man is wearing shades. He is wearing a cap. This man is Antonio Banderas.
Eddie.
And he is actually going to... he's going to the job centre.
Yeah, basically it's a recruitment agency, job centre, that kind of thing.
We quickly learn, is ex-Marine looking for work.
Not only Marine, captain.
Yeah.
He's a Marine captain and he's looking for work.
And the woman who is assigned to him is like, well, I don't want to insult you. We haven't really got much for someone of your status.
Skill sets.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, fuck that. I haven't worked for over a year now.
Yeah, I've been coming here for a year.
Yeah.
Nothing. No
Nothing
offers.
at all.
Nothing.
I'm skint.
I'll take
I
anything.
can't afford to raise my family. Even if it's minimum wage, I will take this.
Or if I have to travel.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in place.
And he reiterates that numerous times to this lady. And this lady's not really buying it because this guy's a Marine captain. And she's like, I can't give a Marine captain a minimum wage
She says,
job.
fine, I'll run it.
Yeah. So he leaves. He basically begs her for a job and then he leaves. And just as he's about to get back in his truck, she comes running out of the building after him. And she says, look, I think she's like flubbed something on the system, fiddled some numbers on the system. And she's managed to find a minimum wage job that's 40 miles or 40 minutes away.
I think it was 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And she says, which was a bit of a throwaway line, but I thought it was quite interesting. She said, I noticed that whoever had been working with you previously hadn't ticked the box to say that you'd passed all your psychiatric evaluations.
Yeah.
So I've just ticked it because you're a captain. I'm sure they're all fine. I was like, well, that's clearly not the case.
Yeah, I felt like she jimmied the system a little bit just to get him something. And he starts this job tonight. We don't find out what it is at this point.
No.
We just he's got a minimum wage job 40 miles away from wherever he is, and he's got to start tonight. Then we cut to a bunch of US Marshals.
Yeah. They're got like their SWAT gear on.
Yep, they're going in and out in a convoy. I thought I've written moving a prisoner, but
I'd also put rolling out of a prison.
Yeah, they were definitely rolling out of a secure
complex
facility. Yeah. In a convoy of 3 vehicles.
And we are told they are carrying special cargo.
Yes. We cut back to Eddie. Eddie checks into a seedy rundown motel.
Yeah.
Which I presume is near where this job is going
Presumably.
to. I incidentally drive 40 miles to my job, so I don't know why he's had to check into a hotel. Not 40 miles, 40 minutes. Then we cut back to the Marshals. They're now in their convoy. They're all chatting with each other.
Yeah.
And suddenly their comms drop out.
Well, there's a storm.
There's a storm going on in the background.
Yeah.
In both scenes, Eddie's scene and this scene. There's lightning. It's the storm.
It's raining on Eddie's face.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's just him crying. He's sad.
And the Marshals, all their comms drop out, and we suddenly realise that this is an ambush.
They're being tailed.
They are being tailed. They get stopped. One of the cars goes flying.
They get spiked.
10 rolls. And it's an ambush. They're being ambushed by whoever is trying to get whoever they're
These bad guys have got some pretty serious equipment.
They have indeed. The marshal who's in charge of looking after the special equipment that they're carrying, or not equipment, but cargo, that's the word, says, well, it's a little girl. We find out at this point that it's a little girl. She's 12. And he says to her, look, we're not going to get out of this. Run into those woods and keep running until you find somebody.
Yeah, keep going until you find
somebody that can help you.
And we got a shootout.
We do get a shootout, and it does not end well for our team of US Marshals.
All the US Marshals are killed by raincoat gangsters.
Raincoat gangsters.
They've all got ponchos on and laser sights.
They are very
night
much
vision.
prepared for this, whereas the Marshals were not. And they do all get killed, even the guy who was in charge.
And then, do you know what I like? This is the first thing I really liked about this movie. They clean up after themselves.
They do clean up after themselves.
You never see this in this sort of action movie.
Organised gangsters would always do this as well, but you don't
Literally,
never
the clean-up crew. They've got trailers to tow all these SUVs away that they've crashed.
Sweeping the road,
cleaning up the blood up.
10 minutes later, you wouldn't know they'd been there.
Yeah.
But this convoy's just vanished. Cut back to Eddie. He's still sitting in his motel room. He calls his daughter, and he tells his daughter that he finally has a job.
Yeah.
And she's happy for him, but she does say, well, he does say to her, I'm not coming home. It's a job that's a long way away. I'm not going to see you for a while, but I have at least got a job now. And then he pulls into the car park of what appears to be a very much closed shopping mall.
I think it's Ridgeside Mall.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. And he's going to be their new security guard. He knocks on the door, and he gets greeted by the man who's in charge, who was called Vince, I think. Vance.
He's very passionate about his job, is Vance.
He's very passionate about his job and very passionate about his sideburns.
Yes. He's kind of like a bit of a jock, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a jock done well. And he's got big quiff, big sideburns. I've written, gets a tour by a man with magnificent sideburns.
Peaked in college, this guy, or high school.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
That's
athlete.
You know the sort of guy.
Yeah.
He's like got a chip on his shoulder for no reason.
And we're introduced to the rest of the team.
We do, yeah.
Guarding
the
this
rest
mall.
of the team. So there are a bunch of young, inexperienced security guards who have just been sent there.
There's Mason, who's like the wet lettuce.
Yeah.
He's the scaredy cat.
Yeah.
There's Ruby, who just turns up drunk.
I didn't have her name at this point, so I've just put Tired Girl because they send her to bed.
And then there's Johnny.
Who's like the tech guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's, again, very young.
Yeah,
wet
they're all
behind
very
the
young.
ears.
They're all not even 20, I would say, all of them.
I would say Mason's a bit older, but anyway.
Only a little bit there. They give him his uniform, and they go on a tour, and Vince, or I'm going to call him Vince, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's wrong.
Okay. They show him around the different zones of the
Yeah.
mall, and Eddie's
Eddie's
questioning
like, there's
this.
quite a
He's
lot of security here.
why is there 5-man crew and riot doors on everything when it's just a mall in the middle of nowhere?
And Vance says, a few miles that way,
Yeah,
so there's a town, population of whatever.
yeah,
Turns around, a few miles that way, there's a bigger town, population of whatever it was, 28,000. And he then tells Eddie what the murder rate was for each town, and it's quite high.
it's a very high.
There's a meth
percentage.
problem.
There's a huge meth
in the
problem
area.
in the area. It's redundant to the film. It doesn't mean anything to the film. It's just a reason to give us some security guards in this mall.
Yeah. Fine. I'm happy with that.
I'm fine with it.
That is, again, it's a level of detail we don't always get in this
Correct.
sort of film.
Yeah.
Just giving us that bit of context.
Yeah. Vance quite quickly figures out that Eddie may be ex-military,
Yes.
and he says, "Look, I've worked with ex-military guys before. I'm the boss here. You just need to remember that."
Yeah, remember who
Especially
you're
when he
working
finds out that he's an ex-marine captain. So Vance is in charge, and he makes it quite clear to Eddie that he's in charge.
with. And Eddie's like, look, I'm not here to...
I'm just
let
here
me
to
do my
earn some
job.
money to do a job. I'm not here for any sort of politics. So Vance leaves him alone. He
Leaves him to do a round.
Go off. I'm going to go and do your round. I'm going to go back to the
Control
where I'm
room.
going. And the power keeps cutting in and out because this storm's still going on outside.
Yeah, so it's
power's
the
cutting in and out.
lights are going on and off.
Yeah. And suddenly there's a pounding at the main entrance door.
There is.
And it is the little girl that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
She has found somewhere to go. And it is here.
Drenched.
Yep.
She's
Eddie
run
wants to
through
let
the
her in.
woods.
The rest of them don't want to let her in.
Yeah.
But he...
She's banging on the doors. She's scared out of her
She's
life.
absolutely
She
terrified.
keeps saying, they're coming, they're coming.
Yeah. So he relents and he does let her in. And she pretty much instantly passes out into his
Yeah.
arms. As soon as she's safe, she just collapses. So he takes her back up to the security place,
Yeah.
room.
They're like
office.
control room, yeah.
Puts her out. And they realise that their mobile phones there's no signal on their mobile phones
Yeah.
and their landlines are down, which is not a good sign, but it could be something to do with the storm. Not long after this, a elder man starts knocking on the door.
It's Ben Kingsley in a hat.
Ben Kingsley in a hat at the door. And he's looking for his daughter who has gone missing.
Yeah.
And
And Vance is like, we've got her.
Yeah,
We've
she's
got a
here.
girl. Yeah, you can have her back.
of course you can have her back. Eddie, though, is not so convinced. He's like, this is sus. What is going on here?
He's like, what does she look like? How old is she? What
Yeah.
colour are her eyes?
Has she
All
got
these
braces?
sort of
But he gets all the
identifying
questions right, to be fair.
He's very much guessing.
Yes,
is Ben
absolutely.
Kingsley.
But he's doing a good job. And so they let him in. Vance opens the doors.
The door's still chained.
They open the doors as if they're about to let him in. And then the girl wakes up, screams when she sees who's there, and runs off and hides in the mall. Which instantly makes them shut the doors again and go, what the fuck? Why is she screaming?
Yeah.
So Charlie is Ben Kingsley's character's name. There's another dude turns up with a big briefcase full of cash.
Yes.
And he offers Vance $1.25 million in exchange for the girl.
Yeah, and pretend he saw nothing.
Yeah.
And they will quietly leave.
And if you do not take this, everybody in there is going to die horribly.
Yes.
Including the girl. Quite the conundrum.
And
for
Vance is seriously considering this.
more than seriously considering it. He goes to open the doors.
Yeah.
And until Eddie bangs his head into the doors and knocks him out and doesn't allow him
And
to
shuts
open
the doors.
locks the doors. And Charlie goes back and starts gathering an army.
And well, no, just before that, he says, so you're the real man in charge. And then he says to Eddie, I just want to thank you for your service.
Yes.
Which Eddie is. How do you know?
No, it's quite clear. I think I would have known.
And I'll just take a pause there, because at this point, I'm like, I'm really into this.
Yeah, same.
And I was not expecting it. It's a
good setup.
simple setup.
It's a good setup.
And we are now just going to have some fun
Yeah.
in a mall. Two groups going at each other.
It's not going to take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
It's just going to be fun in a mall. Fights in a mall are always fun.
Yeah.
That's all I was expecting from this. So Charlie goes off and gathers basically an army of people.
He's got his army. He tells them to put a perimeter up around the mall. He's got snipers on the hills.
Yeah.
Watching for cops approaching. And he brings his troops to the front door.
He does indeed. Eddie, meanwhile, goes off to try and find the kid, who we find out at this point is called Jamie.
Yes.
And she puts a gun to his back.
Yeah, she's got like a pop gun.
Yeah. And she holds it to his back, and she says, "Look,
she makes demands.
I need dry clothes and some food.
And your protection.
And he quickly disarms her. But he does promise to protect her.
Yeah, he says, I've got a daughter about your age.
Yeah.
Look, I will protect you.
Yeah. Cut back to them talking to her in the control room. And
Mason says, I know who this girl is.
Yeah.
I've seen her picture on the news. She's a witness who's supposed to be testifying tomorrow.
Yes.
She witnessed the killing of her own father.
Yes, who was like a drug baron or something.
He was an accountant for a drugs cartel. Yeah. So he knew where all the bodies were. And she's going to testify and take this
whole
cartel
system
down basically.
So Eddie's like, right, then we have to hide her, and we have to hide her now.
Yeah.
Because they're coming, and they will be back. And so they hide her in a broom cupboard.
Yes.
They take her to a local broom cupboard.
Vance is like, I know where. This is the best place.
Yeah.
Put her in a store cupboard.
They're then watching them on the cameras, and they are disabling all of their cars outside. Yeah. So Eddie's car, Vance's car, they're all being disabled. Yeah. And so they know something's about to go on.
Mason's really panicking. He wants to leave.
Yeah, he's out.
And Eddie's like, look, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
You walk out the door, they're just going to kill you.
Yeah.
And Vance kind of mans up at this point, doesn't he? And he says, right, look, Eddie, you're in charge.
Yeah, clearly you're a better man than me for this.
This is beyond my pay grade.
Yeah, you're in charge. So Eddie's now in charge of this whole thing. This is a bad first day at work.
Yeah.
Normally it's all like inductions
first day.
And meeting people. This is like a bad first day. Eddie says to them, look, the feds will know by now that she's missing because they'll know that this convoy didn't get to where it was going.
We've got to wait it out.
They will come for her, but we've just got to wait it out.
We've got to stay alive.
We've got the home advantage. Yeah. There's more of them, but we know more about this place than they do. Even though Eddie's only just got there himself. He's literally been there 20 minutes. And he says, what we need to do is make some time. Time is our enemy.
Yeah.
So we need to make as much time as we can. Slow them down. Protect this. Basically, build a fortress of this place and don't let them out.
So they start making booby traps all around the mall. And I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yep, 100%. So they hook some batteries up to the shutter doors on all the shops. Tripwires. All sorts going on.
Johnny put like oil and slicks on the floor. And
yeah, like Home Alone.
Yeah.
Johnny says he knows how to make bombs because he's got the internet. And so they just go. It's like MacGyver.
And Ruby says she can use a bow.
Yes, she does. And then suddenly a car drives through the main doors of the mall. Yeah, smashes them in. But the guys are on the roof. Our guys are on the roof.
Yeah,
and they've set a couch on fire.
And they just lob it over.
They just lob it over onto this truck that's just drummed through these doors. And they're barricading as well at the same time so they can't get in.
And the driver is felled by this falling couch. He gets out of the car on fire. Yeah. So Charlie, Ben Kingsley's character, just has him shot. Dead.
Yes, he's just killed.
And that shocks all of our heroes because they're like, oh shit, this guy's not messing around.
Plus they realise at that point they've got snipers as well because he was shot by a sniper. So they run off because then the sniper starts shooting at them on the roof so they get off the roof. And
then some mad axe guy, ninja, leaps his way just up the wall of the mall.
He climbs the wall using his axe.
Yeah.
Like he's scaling the... And he gets up there fucking well quick.
Where did that ninja guy come from?
God knows. But he gets to the top quick enough to be able to attack Vince as they're going back... Vance as they go back inside.
They fight on the stairwell.
They do. They fight up and down the stairwell. And then suddenly Ruby comes and knocks him out from behind. She's got some sort of weapon. Knocks this guy out. And then Charlie's men start cleaning up.
Yeah.
Again, at the front door. So they clean up the front door and they move the truck, the burning truck and everything out of the way. They literally clean up as they go.
Yeah.
It doesn't last much longer because you can't. But
Jamie's already opened a cupboard door.
Yes.
That didn't last long.
Absolutely.
And then we cut back to the killer axe ninja guy and he opens his eyes.
He does open one eye.
He's still alive.
Meanwhile, our guys pull the map off the wall of the mall, so there's no way of them knowing where they are.
And they destroy all the screens.
We don't want
them to know the layout of the place.
Absolutely.
Ruby says hi to Eddie because she's now sort of sobering up.
Yep. Julie comes out of her hiding spot because she's like, I'm not...
Jamie.
Who's Julie?
Don't know.
She comes out of her hiding spot because she needs to go and hide in a place that nobody knows where she is.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're going to torture her out of these guys. It's quite a clever idea from her, from the 12-year-old. And then suddenly we're inside. Charlie's inside. The army's inside.
Yeah, they break
basically. Charlie radios his men and calls for scorched earth, which means nobody gets out alive.
Yes.
We are done. We have stopped playing games. We're out of here. So you, man, open this gate.
Yeah.
So this guy goes to open a gate and gets electrocuted because it's hooked up to car battery.
Shutter, yeah.
Yeah. So he's done.
Our heroes have sort of took up their strategic positions around the mall, haven't they?
Including Jamie, who has a remote-controlled car
with a webcam on top.
With a webcam on the top, so they can drive around and watch what's going on. But it drives up to Charlie, and it's got the words Channel 47 written on it, which it tells Charlie to tune his radio to that channel, so they can communicate with each other.
Everyone's radios are now all both sides are using the same channel.
Yeah. So Eddie and Charlie can also communicate with each other now.
And Charlie addresses everyone.
Yeah, he does.
He says, I want to talk to everyone, both sides.
Yeah.
He says, I'm telling you, Eddie, first I want to talk to you. I'm saying this is your last chance to give us the girl. And Eddie says, no, we're not doing it. You know, it's a matter of time before the feds realise she's missing.
Yeah.
We're going to wait you out. He tells him what
he tells him his plan. Yeah.
And Charlie says, that's a shame. I've got an incentive to my guys.
Yeah. Who can also hear this radio broadcast.
Yeah. He says, I will give, if we catch and kill this girl, you will get $100,000 extra each.
Yeah.
But if you fail,
you
will be killed. Your families will be hunted down and killed as well.
Not good.
So high stakes.
Very much so.
And I think it's fair to say Ben Kingsley is still phoning it in.
Yes.
But he's
literally
he's a lot better than he was in Robot Overlord.
Fair comment.
He's not chewing scenery.
No, not at all.
But
he's a believable bad guy.
He has a presence in this movie.
He does some acting later on. So we then cut to Ruby, who's got a bow and arrow out.
Yes.
And she shoots a girl in the shoulder.
She does.
Who completely no-sells it.
Yes, pulls it out and keeps
pulls it out and doesn't even flinch. So then Ruby shoots her in the leg. Yeah. And again, this girl just no-sells this at all.
And that's it. The arrow's done. The bow's done. She never uses it again.
Completely ineffective against these absolute beasts of people. She never uses it again. They're just like, why is she just not? She didn't even flinch.
So they just unload a shit ton of bullets into the. She's hiding in the perfume store, isn't she? And she's sort of cowering under the counter.
Yeah.
And everything goes quiet, and these mercenaries get close to her, and Ruby's playing dead.
She pretends to be dead. Yeah,
and they buy it. They don't.
They do. They
don't pop an extra.
Don't finish her off. They
bullets in there.
That girl's dead. Let's go.
Yeah.
And she isn't dead. She's
not even been shot.
She smells like a $2 hooker, is what she says, because she's covered in old perfume. Mason manages to tase one of them and get that guy's gun and shoot another one.
Yeah.
It was like a badass move from old Mason.
But he's still scared shitless.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely terrified.
One of the mercenaries gets nail bombed.
Yes.
And he's just got a load of nails sticking out his face. Yeah. He just carries on.
Meanwhile, the sniper on the roof or on the hill reports back to Charlie that the sheriff has just pulled off the highway.
Yes.
And Charlie stops all gunfire. He goes on the radio. Nobody is allowed to shoot now because the sheriff is nearby. If he hears gunshot, this is over. So nobody's allowed to shoot anymore.
Eddie and Johnny are in the food court.
Yes.
And Eddie has given Johnny a torch, and he says to Johnny, go to the door and sign SOS.
Flash SOS in Morse code.
And at the worst moment possible, Johnny's torch doesn't work.
Yeah.
The batteries.
So he says to
stop.
He says to Eddie on the radio, he says, I'll go to the door.
I'm going out.
Because they've got like toy radios.
Yeah.
So they're on a different radio station than the main radio.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll go outside and I'll talk to the sheriff. And
I'm just going to open the door and go out.
So he does. He walks up to the door.
And Eddie says, no, there's snipers.
And Eddie's like, I've got another torch, but he doesn't say it loud enough for Johnny to hear it. And Johnny opens the door.
The sheriff moves on.
To a different door.
Just before he gets there, yeah.
Opens the door and instantly gets sniped in the head. Yeah. And that is the end of Johnny. We've lost our first man. Eddie then says,
I'm on my own, and
he
I
tells
don't know
Ruby,
how many people are
like,
here.
I've told them. He tells them all Eddie's dead.
Yeah.
On the toy radio.
Johnny's dead.
Johnny's dead, sorry. He tells them on the toy radio so Charlie can't hear. And he says, I need eyes on the food court. I need to know, because I'm in here, I don't know what I'm up against. Has anybody got eyes on the food court? And nobody has, because everybody's kind of pinned down by different groups of people. So the kids
Mason won't move,
he
and the
won't
others
move,
can't.
and the others can't, yes. Ruby and Vance can see each other, but they're both pinned down. So the kid's like, I'll drive my remote control car camera thing through and let you know.
Through the food court,
Which she does, which triggers Eddie to make a run.
She says there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
And he's like, right, I can do that.
And he does. He jumps over the counter, kills all 5 of them.
He's got...
Badass. This guy's a badass.
And this has got the old slow motion, 2 pistols, and at one point he slides on his back through the oil slick that they'd created before.
Just shooting
people, and he's sliding along the floor. I take Antonio Banderas is a proper action hero in this. Yeah, it's 100%. So far removed from Acts of Vengeance, which was the same year.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
this I use Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, 100%.
In this sort of movie.
Yeah. If you're going to make an action movie, make this one. And the final guy that he kills in this scene is the guy who climbed up the walls earlier with the axe.
Yeah,
he gets a bullet through the head. Then Ruby accidentally takes a bullet herself.
Yeah, her and Vance are trying to move.
Shot in the side. Yeah. Eddie takes out 3 more people and then gets to where Mason is.
Yes.
And Mason starts shooting at him because he's just shooting at anything that will move. He's just terrified.
Friendly fire.
So they managed to regroup, our team, all regroup together.
So they're at the department store at the other end of the mall because when they were doing a tour at the start, Vance had told Eddie this has got its own separate
it's like
shutters
a riot
and
shutter.
Yeah.
So this is the safest place, basically. So they've managed, all of our group have managed to get there, and they lock themselves in. They close this riot door, lock themselves in.
Unfortunately, Ruby doesn't make it.
Yeah, Ruby, I've written here, I think Ruby's dead.
Yeah, it was. They didn't make enough of it.
They didn't make much of it at all. Yeah. Vance looked a bit sad.
But yeah, they'd put her on a bed and she passed away.
Yeah. Eddie then passes a taser to Jamie, the kid.
Yeah, and they talk about dads and daughters.
Yeah, they have
a
bit. He hides her in a Wendy house.
Yeah.
And they do have a bit of a heart-to-heart. And he gives her a taser. He's like, if you need to use this, just use it. Charlie then gets on the radio and tries to negotiate with him again.
He basically says, look, it's not going to take us long to get through this.
Yeah.
One last chance. Yeah. Give us the go.
Give us the go. And Eddie's like, no, we're going to wait it out. We'll wait out for the feds. And then they see on the cameras a load of cops pull up outside.
Yeah.
A load of cop cars pull up. So Charlie's like, right, we need to finish this now.
We're doing now. We're coming in.
Gets a forklift. He rips through the riot door.
They also spot that there's a comms truck outside. So Eddie's like, that's what's blocking everything. Yeah.
So they rip open the fire door, this riot door with this forklift truck. And Vance starts shooting. Vance becomes like a killing machine.
Yes, he does.
So he's hiding in the smeg fridge section.
Yes, he's mowing people down.
Mowing people down as they come in. Then the marshals come in from outside.
Yeah.
They get to Eddie straight away, put him on his knees, like, what's going on? Asking him all sorts of questions.
And one of them was like, is that shooting I can hear?
Yeah.
And he's like, yes.
Quite clearly it is shooting.
There's a war going on in there.
And the marshals are saying, look, we're looking for this girl. Is this girl here?
Yeah.
Where is she? All this. Vance, meanwhile, is still killing everybody.
Yeah, he's just a one-man army.
Absolutely. He makes a last stand as Mason runs off with the kid. Because Eddie's radioed them, like, Mason, bring the kid here. The marshals are here. So makes fucking Vance. What stupid name?
Vance creates a distraction.
Yeah,
he's like sacrifices himself.
Manages to kill 2 more people. But as he does, he gets gunned down himself.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Vance. It is then revealed to us that the marshals are all fake.
Yeah, I mean, you saw this, but it worked fine.
It's a clever idea.
Yeah.
Charlie's brought some extra men in who look like marshals but aren't. Just that this is revealed to Eddie just as Mason's about to come around the corner with Jamie. And unfortunately, Mason takes a hail of bullets.
He does.
Jamie manages to get away.
And Eddie takes Captain America style. He takes all these these marshals out.
All of them. Every single one of them he takes out. This guy's a badass. He realizes that Mason's dead, which makes him realize that he is the last surviving member of this team.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, we need to try and get the comms back on.
Yeah, so he says to Jamie, you need to get Ruby's walkie-talkie.
Yeah, which is on the bed in the department store.
I will try and clear the comms blocker.
Yeah.
And as soon as you hear static on the walkie-talkie, scream for help.
Screaming for help down this walkie-talkie. So that's the plan. Now, conveniently, just outside this department store, there's one of these... there's a three-wheeled motorbike, like a big, badass trike.
But again, it was set up at the start.
Beginning. It was.
On the tour, Vance said to Eddie, right, look, there's this motorbike here, and it's one of these... You see them in airports, don't you? Buy a raffle ticket, win a car or whatever. And he says, one of the best things about this job is once a week, we can ride it around so the battery doesn't go flat.
Yeah. Conveniently, it's there. It's right where he needs it.
Because Eddie just leaps on this thing and rides it around the shopping mall.
It's a three-wheel motorbike, but the two wheels are at the front. It's like a proper. It's got a proper name, but it's.
I was behind one for a while on my very long drive.
No, today.
No, I think it was on the way up, but yeah.
Excellent. Charlie then decides, look, I'm running out of men as well, so he goes off to look for Jamie himself.
Yeah.
Eddie meanwhile gets into a fist fight with a guy.
The guy leaps from the roof onto the back of the trike.
They beat the hell out of each other. Literally, all sorts. We've got knives. There's a proper fist fight. The first real fist fight in the movie.
Meanwhile, Charlie's walking around the toy store,
trying to
find Jamie, and he's talking out loud. He says, "What you don't know is we clean up after ourselves. There is no trace of that convoy.
Yeah,
it's going to take longer than you think for people to come and find you.
Nobody knows you're here.
You're dead, basically."
Yeah. Meanwhile, Eddie's beaten this other guy to death. He gets back on the trike, drives it outside, and just as he's about to crash into this comms van, he jumps off it, the bike crashes into it, and the whole thing blows up.
Yes.
The comms are back up. Julie grabs the walkie-talkie, starts screaming for help. Unfortunately, that triggers Charlie to hear that. Eddie, meanwhile, takes out the sniper.
He gets winged.
He does. He gets hit
with a bullet.
But he manages to fire a pistol.
It's Vance's gun, which again he said he left in his car earlier.
Right? Again, was set up earlier. Yeah. Happy with that. But he manages to fire it through the sight thing of a sniper and kills the guy through his scope.
Then he shoots the ninja guy mid-leap.
Yes.
As he was leaping off the top of a car.
That was Charlie's last man.
Yeah.
So there's only Charlie and Eddie left now. The real US Marshals do respond on the radio to Julie.
Jamie.
Where the fuck is Julie?
No idea. And it's Charlie's last stand. It's his last monologue. He says to Jamie, look, Eddie's gone.
Yeah.
All adults leave you.
Yes.
Just like my father left me.
He gets to do some proper acting here. He gets to tell his story.
And he says to Jamie, I tell you what, maybe you don't have to die.
Yeah.
All you have to do is not testify.
Yeah.
And he basically gives her the Darth Vader spiel.
He does. Yeah.
It's like, come and join me.
Yeah.
We can rule together.
I will raise you. I will help
teach you in the ways of the
Dark
cartel.
Side.
Yeah.
So she is not interested in this. She runs away. He follows her. And he manages to find her. He finds her hidden in a pile of toys.
Yeah, grabs her out the soft toys.
He does. Just as he does that, Eddie comes in.
Limps around the corner.
What Charlie doesn't know, he's got Charlie's holding Jamie. Now, Vincent Vance and Jamie and Julie. He's holding her now as a body shield. He's got her in front of him. What he doesn't know is that Jamie has a taser.
Yes.
This was a fucking great scene.
Yeah, it was really good.
He's holding her. She tasers him in the leg and drops. And just as she drops, Eddie shoots him straight through the forehead.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It was a really good scene.
And we hear sirens.
We do. We hear sirens in the background. Julie and... Fucking Julie. Jamie and Eddie. I've not even written Julie at any point. Jamie and Eddie walk out of the mall together. The cops don't know what's going on, so they're like, hands up, get down on your knees.
Yeah.
But Jamie doesn't allow that. She hugs him. She makes it quite clear that this guy is the hero of this movie.
Yes. And
they hug in front of all the cops. And the next time we see Eddie, he's in like a foil blanket.
Yes, he is. He's on the old sort of sitting on the edge of the ambulance.
Yes.
As things are being cleared up. And then on a stretcher, being wheeled past him is Vance.
Yes.
He's still alive.
Not well, but
Gives
alive.
him a wink.
Yeah, he does. He just winks at him. Oh no, he salutes him.
Yeah, he does.
He salutes him, which was great. Little while later, Eddie wakes up in hospital.
Yeah, Jamie's there with him.
Jamie is there. She's had a haircut.
Yeah.
Or a clean-up.
Fine.
She thanks him and she tells him, your daughter is lucky to have you as a dad.
Yes.
You are going to be fine.
And she says, I'm headed to a foster family.
Yes.
I don't know who. And then turns around and it's her uncle.
Yeah, a random uncle.
Which was weird. Like, we were expected to know who this guy was.
Yeah. So she's going to go and live with her uncle. Presumably she's already testified or is about to testify.
Who knows?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter because everybody's dead now anyway. Eddie goes off to see his family. He buys a big teddy bear for his daughter. Goes off to meet his wife and daughter. And that is how your movie ends.
Yeah.
Security, Nick. Thoughts?
So much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, just fun. Like, this isn't high art.
No.
This is not... Is it a good movie? I don't even know if it's a good movie.
I think it is.
But, my God, it's brainless, easy action movie. I thought it was creative. I thought it made really good use of Antonio Banderas. Ben Kingsley is fine, but that's what I now expect from him.
Yeah.
And it's set in a mall, and you want them to use the setting appropriately and have fun with it, and they do. And I just thought it was real fun.
I agree. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was just brainless little action movie. You don't have to do any thinking. You can have it on in the background. It
might even... I mean, it would probably be in just terms of sheer fun...
It's up there.
It's this and 60 Minutes for me. This as just pure fun movies. I'm not saying the best movies, but just fun, zoom by. And I was like... Because we've seen Antonio Banderas in those two bad movies, and I was like... Because I kind of like him, and but this, like... I was like, no, this is how you should be using someone like this.
Brought you back round to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I just thought it was just like... It's a epitome of a Saturday night pizza and a Magnum movie. I think Netflix call it second screen viewing, don't they? So it's like, put this on while you're doing something else. You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
It's just, nobody's bad in it. Everybody's playing. If anything, the mall feels a little bit dead. I don't think it was a real shopping mall. I think it's a set.
Yeah.
It just felt a little bit empty.
But it
wasn't like, it didn't even look like a shopping mall. You know what I mean? But if that's my only criticism of it, that's a tiny thing.
But then it just had a few nice surprises, like when that guy suddenly parkoured up the wall.
Yeah, what was that all about?
What film's that come from? But it works, and then it was. So you had a couple of like memorable henchmen, and there was some good deaths.
Yeah,
and
creative. I actually felt quite sad when Mason died, because he was the one who didn't want to get involved in it in the first place, and then he was the hero running her through the mall, and then he got took out. It took me a little minute. I was like, oh, that's sad that he's gone.
Do you think the mall gave Eddie a bonus for sorting all this out?
I would hope so. On his first night, he'd only been there 10
I wonder
minutes.
if he went back.
He'd only just finished the tour. Barely got his uniform on. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I would recommend it. If you just want a brainless action movie, it's one of the better ones we've seen on this show.
I enjoyed it.
I did as well.
Yeah, just really fun.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
What's the best thing about it?
It's got good action.
Yeah.
Good stunts.
So they've really, really used that $15 million budget.
Yeah. But is the best thing about it Banderas being...
Banderas.
Yeah. Leading a movie and actually being... Yeah, you can still...
Yeah, probably.
Say still. It's 2017, which is...
Quite a long time ago now.
Quite a while ago. But to say that this only made 700 grand...
Yeah, it's harsh, isn't it?
That's
5.7 is low as well.
This deserved more than that.
Yeah.
This is a... I don't think you don't need to change anything about this movie for it to be a bit of a cult movie. It just clearly had zero marketing and presence. It's
not had any traction, has it? It's just not hit.
Probably because people might see like things like Acts of Vengeance and go, not getting burnt again.
Absolutely, probably. Right, should we talk Stream Table?
Yeah.
Shall we read through the whole thing?
Why not?
So, starting at number 20 is currently at the bottom of the stream, Meet the Blacks. Number 19 is Riptide. Number 18 is Hard Feelings. Number 17 is The Great Chinese Beans. Number 16 is Bloody New Year. 15, The Utah Cabin Murders. 14, Strange Ways Here We Come. 13, Rogue Agent. 12, Mad Dogs. 11, Hypnotic. Our current top 10 is The Influence at number 10, Sundogs at number 9, Green Sea at number 8, Bubble at number 7. Number 6 is Finder's Fee. Number 5 is Ambush. Number 4 is The Girl in the Yellow Jumper. Number 3 is 60 Minutes. Number 2 is The Call. And number 1 is Lost Patient.
Okay.
Thoughts, Nick?
So
I really don't know.
I think you could argue it in a couple of different places.
Okay.
We've been before where we've gone, look, just because a lot of movies that we watch on this show can be a slog.
Yeah.
We do sometimes mark quite highly in terms of I just sit back and have a good time.
We do that.
And my instant reaction is actually this is threatening near the top.
Okay.
But
can I ask a favour?
Yes.
Can you remind me what happens in 60 Minutes?
60 Minutes is the German one where the guy is got to get the kitten to his daughter. So it's kind of real time. So he was the MMA fighter.
Still, even when you said that, I still don't know what that was.
He's the MMA fighter.
And what's The Call? No, I'm joking.
So, but where I am, what I'm trying to decide basically is, does this make the top 5 or not?
Yes, it does.
Do you think it's better than Ambush?
Yeah.
Because I that's what I was just in my head. Or do I want it above Ambush, which I also enjoyed?
I
did
Ambush,
enjoy this
but
more.
I think I did enjoy this more. My debate that was going on in my head is The Girl in the Yellow Jumper.
Yeah.
It's either side of that for me.
I don't know if I can put it above that. Fourth or fifth. Does it matter?
Yeah, it's the top 5. It does matter.
It does matter.
It does matter. If it was 14th or 15th, it doesn't really matter. This point in the season,
my gut's telling me 5th.
Above Ambush.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
I don't think when I pressed play on this, I didn't think this would be a top 5 movie.
When it came out of the randomizer, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, because we've been burnt here before.
Yeah, we have, and the movie and the title is awful.
Yeah,
the title is not a good title.
No,
it's so nobody's put any effort into naming that movie. The guy's a security guard. We'll call it Security. What did you say it should be called?
Mall Out War.
Mall Out War. I like that. The Mall Brawl. Anything like that would be great. 5th?
Yeah, I
Happy
think it's
with
a good.
fifth?
I am. Yeah, I am.
Then let us store it in 5th position. Which leaves us with one more task. We need to pick next week's movie.
We do.
What would you like to watch next week, Nick?
Well, my action movie want has been sated.
It has. We've kind of had 2 in the last 2 weeks
Yeah.
if you count the Great Chinese Beans.
Yeah, I guess. Well, there was a big
And
explosion.
ambush as well before that.
We've had a few
We've
explosions.
had a few explosions lately.
Maybe a comedy.
Okay. There's not a lot of laughs in that stream table, is there? That's fair. Not a lot of good ones, anyway.
Let's see. Let's see what
Robin can give
brings
us. Are you ready?
Yes.
Robin has picked us a movie called Prey.
Okay.
Any ideas?
No, none whatsoever.
Another guess?
The Predator movie from last year.
It's not the Predator movie from last year. What it is a German movie.
Okay.
IMDb describes it as an adventure drama thriller.
Oh, I love an adventure drama thriller.
2021. Would you like a synopsis?
Yes, please.
On his bachelor party weekend, Roman, his brother Albert, and their friends go on a hiking trip into the wild. When the group hears a gunshot nearby, they attribute them to hunters in the woods. However, they soon find themselves in a desperate bid for survival when they realise that they have fallen prey to a mysterious shooter.
Ooh.
That's fun that it's about a stag party when I'm going on a stag party next week. That's what a weird coincidence.
Love it.
We're not going on any hikes, though, I don't think.
That's what you think.
Hoping I don't get shot. A German movie. Do we do well with German movies?
We have done.
Have we?
Yeah.
Excellent. My memory for this show is so bad.
60 minutes.
Somebody from 60 Minutes is in it.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. Well, in his IMDb picture, he's standing in front of a 60 Minutes poster, so I'm going to presume he's in it. So yeah, go out and watch Prey. And in the meantime, check us out on Instagram and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, our email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com, and our website is bottomofthestream.com. On our website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, all of the stream tables, loads of other cool stuff, and you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream
walkie-talkie set.
Oh, that's cute. Have you got a walkie-talkie set?
Yeah.
We should get them.
We should get them. Okay.
How far do they go?
We're adults. We have phones.
Yeah, but walkie-talkies is more fun.
No, they do reach quite far. So they're my daughters.
Yeah.
So they're not much. I don't know if that surprises you. But,
no.
And she did, because I remember they got a little bit of a range. So her friend who lives the other street opposite us.
Yeah.
She took one for a few nights, and they could.
Oh really?
Yeah, they could talk. So
they
reasonable.
wouldn't go this far, surely.
They wouldn't go between our houses. I don't think.
Oh, that's a shame. I bet you can get them though.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley had one in this movie.
It did. That is true. I've lost where I am.
Military grade walkie-talkies.
Patreon.
I'd just wait till you were about to fall asleep.
Hello. What's your favourite scary movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Patreon. Come and join us on Patreon if you want. It's £5 a month. And for that, you will get early access to episodes. You'll get bonus episodes. You will get loads of other cool stuff. And if you come in and you want... what am I talking about? And if you get a Patreon, you will get a wild card, which means you can pick a movie one week. We'll give Robin the week off. If you pick the best one of the season, you will win a prize. And then when you've done that, head over to Discord. The Discord is a wonderful group of wonderful people who will talk to you about anything, chat, absolute bollocks all day, every day. We play games, we do watch-alongs. We've got all sorts of cool stuff going on and coming soon to the Discord. So check that out. The Discord link is in the bottom of the show notes.
If you can spare a few minutes, please leave us a review and rating anywhere you can review and rate podcasts. It really helps get the word out there about our show. You can find us on all the places you find podcasts. That's places like Spotify, Podchaser, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, all the places, all the big ones, all the small ones, all the ones in between. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you, very polite. Yeah, so do all of that. Just share us with everybody you can think of. And then when you've done that, go out and watch Prey. And we'll be back next Monday for The Wave and the following Thursday for the movie show.
Cheers!
Bye!